What's going on, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of the Python 3.7 to be specific, basics tutorial. In this video, what we're going to be doing is starting our overarching objective for this series, which is to create a text-based version of Tic Tac Toe, which should allow us to cover all the basics we need before we can get the heck out of the basics and start doing things that you personally are interested in. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, right out of the gate, we know what we want to do. We want to make tic-tac-toe. We're going to simplify it by not making any sort of graphical user interface. We're going to keep it just text-based, so the graphical bit is so we can see the game and all that will just happen in the console, basically. So that's all. So we're going to keep it there, but we still have a lot of questions to answer. Like, we know that we want to make tic-tac-toe. I think most of us know going into tic-tac-toe how the game works and the rules, but how do we make a program know the rules? And how do we display it just right? How do we take in input from the user to where they want to play? All that stuff. How do we actually do that? So the first thing, and honestly, this is how you approach any problem. Obviously, tic-tac-toe is a super basic thing, but there's actually a lot of complex things associated with even just something as simple as tic-tac-toe. So hopefully this approach to solving the problem will make sense to you, and you can start to kind of think this way about any problem. So when you've got a problem, what you have to do is just break it down into just the smallest pieces that you can just start ticking off those small pieces until finally you've got your finished product. So the first thing we want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and clear everything out here. And let's just run that, clear it up. So with the game, to play tic-tac-toe, we need to play it on something. We need some sort of game visual, game map, so to speak. So to do that, how do we want to actually visualize the game itself? So we could do something like, somehow visualize a bunch of emptiness and then or maybe make the grids. So obviously if you were to draw tic-tac-toe, it's like 2 lines and then 2 lines. That's going to be kind of hard. We would spend a lot of time with the whole ASCII stuff, just getting everything to line up just right. And depending on which editor someone uses or which console someone's using or what their font is, that could get hairy really quickly. So don't really think I want to do that necessarily. So let's just keep it unbelievably basic. So let's just say we're going to work with 0s, 1s, and 2s. So 0s will be just the game map. So also, just a thing to note, later on, when we're going to do things in terms of just using numbers. But later, if you wanted, and if anybody is like, man, that's lame, I wanted the 2 lines. If that's you, what you should do is when we're done here, add the 2 lines to the representation, because it's totally possible. It's just not necessary. But later, you can convert everything. You can convert 0s to be spaces. Then you could convert, the 1s and 2s to actually be X's and O's. And then you could convert all the things in between. You could use logic to create the 2 lines and stuff. So I definitely encourage anybody who wants to take that extra step. So to start, we're going to just use lists, and we're going to use a list of lists to represent our game board and to process all of our logic. Because at the end of the day, programming likes to understand numbers, not so much the visual representation. As we go on, we can learn to do things like image processing and image analysis and even machine learning and stuff to learn what visually a tic-tac-toe map means. But chances are you're not looking to get that complex here. We're just trying to learn the basics. So let's get started. So let's just say we've got a game. So I'm going to do the game variable here, and we're going to say game equals, and then we could make it a tuple, right? So we could say 0, 0, and 0. So we could do something like that, right? And then maybe come down, and then somehow kind of cheat our way through here and 0, 0, 0. And don't forget this comma. That would be a syntax error. Yikes. So we could try to do something like that, but even that's going to be a problem, at least without our parenthesis. So we could continue like this, and let's just copy and paste. Now, what would be the issue with our game like this? Because we could print game. Now there's going to be two major issues. One, you should know out of the gate immediately, as we talked about in the last tutorial. But there's actually two issues. Let's print it out, and the second issue is going to be glaring. Here's the second issue. The game isn't represented like this. It's represented in just a flat, because that new line is just white space. It doesn't mean anything to our programming language unless it's a code block. So right now it's just what we would call in programming, it's just a flat tuple here. So what could we do? But also, it's a tuple, so it's immutable. We can't change it over time. So we don't want that, because then what we'd have to do is like do some redefinition and stuff. It would be just a huge mess. So instead we're going to use lists. So we can convert this to a list really simply from parentheses to square braces here. Boom. Now it's a list. We can run that again. We see, okay, it's a list. We could even run type game, and we'll see, it's a list. But the problem is, of course, we have the issue of it's all flat when we try to display it. And we still want people to at least understand what's happening in the game. So I'm going to instead convert this to a list of lists. So now we've got this first row, and now we've got the second row, and then we'll add a third row. That's getting angry because we don't have a bracket here. Done. Now, if we were to print game, we can see here, okay, they're separated, but they're not like on new lines. What could we do to solve that problem? Well, we learned it in the last tutorial. We can just iterate over game to display it all pretty like. So what we could say is for row in game print row. And now, let me remove game here, since that made it kind of confusing. And now, that's starting to look like a 3x3 grid that we could begin to place things on and all that. So now we're starting to see, okay, the game map is coming together. Now, let's say you're a user and you wanted to play on this game map. The next thing that we have to do is figure out, how can we get people to actually say, okay, I want to play this spot here? Because again, like I said in the very beginning, I always thought all programs were these graphical user interfaces, but in reality they're not. And so without getting some pretty complex code, we're not going to get like a mouse that we're going to be like, I want to move here. Instead, we need to let the user input in some way, where do they want to go? But in order to do that, the user has to know, okay, what do I call this? So in general, we might have like some numbers or some letters, and they'll say, I want to move to 1A or something like that. And as long as we do something like that, we can keep it totally text-based. So in the next tutorial, that's what we're going to start working on is, okay, we know how to iterate over this, but now how do we, like, as we iterate, just represent and show 0, 1, 2, and A, B, C, or something like that, so the user could just easily type in, okay, I want to move to such and such location, and then we could process that and actually, make a mark there and begin to analyze, did they make a fully diagonal or horizontal or vertical and all that. So anyways, that's what we're going to do in the next tutorial. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them below or join the Discord. Otherwise, I will see you guys in another video.